Hey everybody, this is Roy Candy, and this is Favorite Game Friday, where we have a group of contributors with completely different tastes in gaming talk about their favorite game in the category of the week. This week we're talking all about abstract games. Is there an abstract game that you really enjoy? Things like chess and other things like that, but there's so many abstract games out there now. Make sure to leave in the comments down below your favorite abstract game, especially if it wasn't one mentioned here in the comments. Anyway, let's get to the contributors' clips.
Hey, Favorite Game Friday. This is Rich Saunders from Co-op Gestalt. Today we're going to talk to you about a cooperative abstract game. Yes, these things do exist. This one's called the Shipwreck Arcana, which has some nominal theme about the moon or something like that. But it's really a great cooperative abstract game where players work together to give themselves each really abstract clues for guessing their numbers. Really fun game. I totally recommend it.
Hi, I'm Julian, this is Libby, and we make up Box Meeples. Well, my pick for abstract game is a bit of a classic. I've gone for Patchwork. We have the Valentine's edition here. Of course, you're going around, you're collecting whatever it might be to build your patchwork. In this, you're collecting delicious chocolates. And you always have the debate about which tile you're going to get. Are you going to collect more currency to buy better tiles in the future? And how quickly do you want to advance around that board? This is only a two-player game, but lots of variation in the game.
Yep, I am going for Nunatak, which is a new game from Cosmos. You're building up an ice temple, and where you place those blocks really matters in terms of the scoring. Are you going to block out someone else's ability to score? You're going to try and score the maximum yourself with your foundations, and as you're going up, completing little blocks of 4 and also completing lines. If you're collecting the architects, those line completions are really going to help you with end game scoring. There's also a lot of kind of card and set collection going on in here as well, but the placing of those little ice blocks into that temple is just magical and is really impressive by the end of the game.
Come, join me to a magical place where two-player abstracts are exciting. Okay, I don't actually like two-player abstracts. However, there is this one over here on the shelf that I do like. This is Mandala. In Mandala, you've got some interesting scoring. You're trying to complete these circles. And as you collect color cards, they go in the lowest scoring spot. And then every additional one you collect is worth those low points. And then progressively, as you collect different colors, they're worth more. And so you've got that two-player tactical feel of an abstract game, but then you have like the interesting scoring. So that's what I like about it.
Hey everybody, I was going to pick Ben Casey MD game, but I can't pick it for everything because that is clearly the most thematic game in our entire collection. So instead I went and picked Boop, which is the Halloween version of Boop. That's the one we own, which is called Boop. There's a lot of O's in there. So it's an abstract game where you're trying to get 3 pieces in a row with a very loose theme of cats jumping on the bed.
My favorite abstract game is Onitama, a fun game with these interesting cards that allow you to move your pieces to eventually try and capture your opponent's master.
Yeah, that's a classic for sure. All right, happy Friday, everybody.
Bye.
Hey folks, we're back for another Favorite Game Friday. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And we're the Beans and Dice Podcast, a podcast about
how we game.
That's right. And Thursday nights, we take your phone calls to talk to you about how you game. You can even leave a voicemail. Tell us how we did on today's episode, where we talk about our favorite abstract games. My favorite abstract game is going to be War Chest. Now, War Chest could really be any game, but what really matters is the poker chips. Oh man, the chips that they use to play on that board, to move around, it just the clank of the chips in the bag just feels so good. War Chest, my favorite abstract game.
Who doesn't like a poker chip? And my favorite abstract is going to be Cascadia. This happens to be the Landmarks edition, which is the expansion. But Cascadia, a game about drafting tiles on a board, putting them together to make ecosystems, and to put together different arrangements of different types of animals that will score you in different various ways from game to game. Lots of variety in this one, lots of fun, and just a great abstract with nice pieces and nice tiles to play with.
So don't forget, call in 813-618-7099 is the number. Leave a voicemail. Let us know what you think your favorite abstract games are and what you think of our favorite abstract games. Thanks for watching.
For me, I'm gonna have to go with the laser game of Ket. I don't know, I love the little pyramids, how they move back and forth, and how you try to outsmart your opponent by facing them different directions, making the lasers hit the backside of their pyramids or hit their different stuff, trying to knock out their pharaoh to win the game. Ket is crazy fun. and it's my favorite abstract.
What's happening, Dice Towers? Andrew here with Table Talk, and today I am talking about my favorite abstract game, which is difficult because I love thematic games and interactive games and games with story and games with large groups and simple games and tactical games where you don't have to think a million moves ahead, and that's not abstract games. So if I were to pick an abstract game, which wouldn't be my choice, I would go with Onitama, a Dice Tower essential, where I love that they took a spin on the abstract game world by bringing this cool Far Eastern dojo feel where you are two masters and you actually get to use these different moves, kung fu moves by different animals, and they move your pieces differently. But what's cool is actually each time you make a move, you swap the moves back and forth with your opponent, so you can kind of anticipate what moves someone else is going to do, and you can mix up what moves are in every single game. So I love that variety, I love that variability, and that unique gameplay that differentiates it from games like chess and checkers where the things move the same every time. Not so in Onitama. Check it out, my pick for best abstract game. I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip side.
Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Bill Indiana. Abstract games aren't usually that high on my list, but there are a few that I enjoy. And one from 2020 that I've just recently discovered myself is War Chest by AEG. It was designed by Trevor Benjamin and David Thompson, and I really like the chess-like maneuvering with 16 different units, which lead to lots of replayability, and I love those nice heavy poker chips that you use as your units, moving them around the board.
Chris here from the main Dice Tower studio, bringing you my favorite abstract game. Now I know that I'm typically known as someone who really loves my games just dripping with theme, so abstracts are hard for me to pick. More so because I actually don't really love like two-player head-to-head kind of confrontational games, which most abstracts tend to be. And yet my favorite abstract, my favorite pure abstract, is Yinch, a game that does pretty much exactly that. And so while this one is that kind of 5-in-a-row type formula and the first player to do it 5 times, I find that the ring movement around the board, being able to try to flip over the different discs, makes this one really clever. First to capture 5 is a winner, so it has a clear, fun little goal. I like Yinch a lot.
What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne from the YouTube channel Blackboard Gaming. This week's category is favorite abstract games. And this was a hard category for me because I really enjoy a good puzzly abstract game. So I figured I would just choose the one that I've been getting the most plays of this year, and it's currently my favorite, and that is Harmonies. In this game, you are drafting wooden tokens and placing them out onto your game board to build your little 3D landscape, and you are attracting animals to come live in your miniature world. See you guys later.
Hi, Dice Tower, JV here. First time contributing to Favorite Game Friday. First time making a board game video at all, actually. And this week's theme of abstract strategy games is a genre I've never fully understood, because every game has some amount of abstraction. You're never really doing the thing you're pretending to be doing in all of these games. So what exactly does it take to be labeled an abstract strategy game as opposed to something else? And like Roy said in last week's video, it really has to, I guess, involve moving pieces on a board in order to get some sort of winning combination. Very light on theme, no playing cards, no rolling dice, just moving pieces. And if those are the parameters, my favorite abstract strategy game is Boop. Either regular Boop, Halloween Boop, and when the Christmas Boop comes out, I'm sure we'll get that one too. Bye.
There are so many abstract games out there, and I mean, so many of them are the most classic games, but there's tons and tons that people have come up with that are super exciting and interesting. And sometimes you don't even need theme to drive a board game and have fun gaming off against your opponent. Make sure to leave your favorite abstract game in the comments down below, and we would love to have you join in on Favorite Game Friday in a future episode. If you want to do that, all you have to do is go to the Google Drive link down below and click on that, and there you can upload a super short video and be part of next week's episode. Next week, we're going to be stealing a piece out of Jordan's playbook, who's here on the channel, and that is weeknight games. Is there a game that you can play in a weeknight? A game that's a little bit shorter after your long day of work. Maybe you're a little bit tired, but you can still throw a game on the table on the weeknight. You don't have to have a full game day to play this game. It's easy to get to the table for you, even after a long day of work. So what's your favorite weeknight game? Put a video in the link down below, and we'll see you on the next one.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Bassel.